reached the halfway point here in this syndicated radio broadcast, Wednesday, the 27th day of January 2010. Hard to believe that the first month of 2010 is almost over. I was rereading 1984 yesterday on air, where O'Brien is torturing Winston, and he says the party lives on forever. All that matters is that we succeed. And, of course, he'd been a communist and learned how they operated, and he wrote essays saying this is what I really believe communism is going to do. And he also discovered that big financial interests were supporting it. That's why Eric Blair, pen name George Orwell, was so amazing. Okay, we got 4 minutes left with James Delingpole, and he's here with us. Specifically, we have wounded the snake, as you quoted Shakespeare.
We've squashed the snake but not killed it, yeah.
Yes, so their next battle plan, Gordon Brown has said they're just going to circumvent it, get wealthy nations to go ahead and put the money into the UN, and damn what the people want. Yeah,
well, I mean, my great hope for America was that your Senate was going to was going to kill cap and trade. But, you know, Obama's going to get round that one by using the EPA. The EPA has decided to classify carbon dioxide as a poison. So it doesn't matter what the Senate thinks about it. You know, this is exactly the kind of liberal fascism that was practiced by FDR. And Obama's using the same old tricks. I find that increasingly in America, as in Europe, the individual has very little control over what big government does to his life.
Big government is becoming tyrannous. It is doing whatever it wants. So what do we do ahead of the next big event they're going to have in Mexico?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, Copenhagen was a flop. What we're going to see in Mexico in November is all the world leaders and all the eco-loons gathering together to try and really push for some hard legislation. But, of course, that means that we've got 8 months in which to present the case further for more and more people, like the listeners of your show, the readers of my blogs and so on, to discover just what a fraud this is. And I don't reckon that people are going to stand it. You know, already we've seen in Australia, the leader of the Australian Liberal Party got kicked out of his job for trying to push cap and trade because the voters didn't like it. And I think we're going to see more and more of this, of people reacting against this scam and saying enough is enough. We will not be taxed. We will not be regulated in the name of a problem, man, bear, pig, that was invented by Al Gore.
But man, bear, pig is real. It's half man, half bear, half pig.
Yeah.
Pachari says he's got a peer-reviewed report that he won't give us the data on that man, bear, pigs are endangered.
Yeah, I think the time has come to kill man, bear, pig, to scotch and kill man, bear, pig.
Well, then it would be an extinct species, like the unicorn.
Yes, and then we have to feel very sad about it and blame ourselves like we did with the dodo.
So ahead of what's happening in Mexico, we just need to continue, because it was the activists, the bloggers that pushed and ran the blockade of the media blackout that first week or two on ClimateGate. We've got to run the blockade with all these news scandals. Yeah,
none of this would have happened. These arguments would not be being heard were it not for the blogosphere and the radio shows like yours. You know, the MSM has been completely against us. You know, the whole system has been against us, trying to cover this scam up.
I got to throw this in quick. Cass Sunstein, the regulation czar, in public policy papers says it should be illegal to criticize man-made global warming. I don't know if you saw that. And separately, Europe's been saying that.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, they would rather silence us using whatever means at their disposal. And this is why, you know, our freedom of speech on the internet is more important to guard jealously than ever before, because our lives and our freedoms depend upon it. That is no exaggeration.
james-delingpole.com is the website. James, always great having you on. I know we'll speak again. Have a great evening.
Take care.
Goodbye. Speaking of internet censorship, Australia, Italy, they're all announcing Chinese-style censorship. That's coming up, too.